I'm watching this. So this is Fox Business, and this is a colonel from the United States military, and he's going to make a gaffe. And what is the gaffe? He's going to tell the truth. And this guy doesn't know what to do, because he's going to tell them the truth about Ukraine right now. And watch this.
The first 5 days, Russian forces, I think, frankly, were too gentle. They've now corrected that. So I would say another 10 days, this should be completely over. But the question is, what is it that Zelensky is going to do? The Russians have made it very clear what they want is a neutral Ukraine. This could have ended days ago if he accepted that. And then they could adjust.
So there's a colonel from the United States military saying this could have been over a long time ago if Zelensky would just agree to keep his country neutral. Won't do it. Here we go.
Borders, but the eastern part of Ukraine is firmly in Russian hands. But again, the Russians are not seizing territory, they're destroying Ukrainian forces. That's their focus.
Colonel, it sounds like you don't approve of Zelensky's stand.
Oh, I think Zelensky is a puppet, and he is putting huge numbers of his own population at unnecessary risk. And quite frankly, most of what comes out of Ukraine is debunked as lies within 24 to 48 hours. The notions of taking and retaking airfields, all of this is nonsense. It hasn't happened.
He's not a hero in standing up for himself and his own people. You don't think he's a hero?
No, I do not. I don't see anything heroic about the man. And I think the most heroic thing that he can do right now is to come to terms with reality. Neutralize Ukraine. This is not a bad thing. A neutral Ukraine would be good for us as well as for Russia. It would create the buffer that frankly both sides want. But he's, I think, being told to hang on and try to drag this out, which is tragic for the people that have to live through this.
I'm inclined to disagree with you, Colonel, but, you know,
What can I do? I can't say I agree with you. I'm getting paid by the people who are profiting off this war.
Fact. I want you to keep something in mind, people of the world, right? While I don't agree with war, and I don't agree with people getting killed on any side, but you have to take this into consideration. Zelensky, he's pushing this war with the help of Joe Biden. You see, Zelensky, he lost the elections. When Zelensky got into power, he didn't. He lost the elections. And what did he do? He shut down 3 main television stations. He overturned the election. Shut down 3 main television stations, and imprisoned the opposition. That's what Zelensky done. Now, when Putin decided to go into the Ukraine, he told the people of the Ukraine, stay indoors, don't pick up weapons and fight us, we don't want to harm the civilians, we'll fight Zelensky's army. Because Putin knows since 2013 and earlier, Zelensky has been sending in his neo-Nazis in parts of Russia attacking the Russian people. And you can only kick a dog so long before that dog turns around and bites you. Now they're trying to import 50,000 to 100,000 Ukrainians here into Ireland. And a lot of them are going to be Nazis. Make no bones about it, do the research, you'd see them there. They're proud to admit it, they love killing. They admit it, we are Nazis, we love killing, we work for Ukraine. Now, think of this too. Zelensky told his people to pick up guns and fight. You are not allowed to leave the country. Putin says don't fight, stay indoors, we won't attack your houses, we'll fight your army. Zelensky says no, you are not allowed to leave the country, you have to stay and pick up guns and go out and fight a professional, hardened Russian army. So who's the dictator? Okay? And keep this also in mind. Millions of Russian children now are going to starve to death because of this war and the boycotts on the Russian people and the shutting down the banks. During the Second World War, Hitler killed 6 million Jews, and I know a lot of people that probably hear this don't like the Jews because he's been brainwashed. Just look at your government. Are they Jews that's doing it? No. Is Joe Biden a Jew? No. Are the Jews here in Ireland running the country? No. So stop blaming the Jews, okay? Venting your hatred and ignorance on one nation, like you're about to do again, and blame Russia. So during the Second World War, the banks funded Hitler's war. He killed 6 million Jews, he killed about 20 million Russians, and he killed millions of Polish and other nationalities. Now I have Polish friends, and they told me that tank that we've all seen driving over the car and killing them, the Russians didn't use them tanks in years. The Russians have upgraded 3 tanks from them. That tanks were made way back when and most likely are in the Ukrainian hands. Okay? So know the truth, you're being played. You're being played. All NATO wants to do is put nuclear weapons into the Ukraine and hassle the Russian people. Now 150 million Russian people now are being backed into a corner and starved. And you're talking about a country that's over 6,500 nuclear weapons. Now you kick a dog, as I said, long enough, or back him into the corner with your kicks, and he's going to attack you and bite you with everything he has, because he's not going to want to die or watch his little puppies die with him. So that's his. So think of it that way. Millions of Russian children and families are going to starve because of the banks, the boycotting and shutting down their banks, something they didn't even do to Adolf, the mass murdering satanic Antichrist Hitler. Okay? Zelenskky is a dictator. He's telling these people to get up and go out and fight hardened professional Russian army, while he does nothing. And they pump it all out in the fake news, and now they want to bring them here. And there are Nazis in Ireland, a lot of them, and they go under different names. You see them on the street every other day, posters up, flying around their little rainbow flags, pushing hate, on about rape culture. I don't know nothing about a rape culture, never knew anyone that was raped. Not saying that some people don't get raped, but there's most definitely not a rape culture in Ireland. This is all pushed out. This is the way to divide the people, to break them down. And when did the minority of a couple of little freaks with their rainbow flags running around the road pushing hate become the majority? The majority rules, not the minority. And as a matter of fact, if you do some research, you will see. So they're here in Ireland collecting for the Ukraine, bringing them in their thousands, collecting money from, sending it to Ukraine, calling themselves Christians, doing God's work supposed to be, and not a word about the millions of Russian children that will starve. The hypocrisy is off the chart. They're warmongers running the roost. Russia doesn't want the Ukraine with nuclear weapons, armed by NATO and America and the West, on his front doorstep. And would you blame him? No, you would not indeed. So know the truth and do some research and let us see people collecting some money for the poor children of Russia who are now going to be starved to death. Do you understand? Little children are going to be starved to death because of your ignorance. So if we do keep living in ignorance, ye and your children will die in your sins. Remember that. And if the nuclear weapons start flying, will Zelenskky go out and fight? Will Joe Biden go out and fight? Will all these muppets that push this war go out and fight? The echo chambers, the fake news here in Ireland, will they be going out to fight? No, they won't. But you can be damn sure of one thing, there will be nowhere for them to hide if the nukes start falling, and they'll be falling on all of us because of them. Nazi loving, dictating, supporting scum of the earth. That's what's going on. So we let it roll. Remember that. Sub up to my channel, hit the bell for notifications, and have food for thought.
So, thank you very much. Appreciate it, Colonel. So there's a colonel telling you that Zelensky's a puppet.